generations. And now, the power of two restores the one.
We got a bidet! Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we got some new information on Skeleton Crew. We even got a brand new trailer, and so I was going to go ahead and give some of my thoughts on what I think about the trailer and kind of my excitement for the show. So, in the trailer, we got I think a lot of good information as far as seeing some of the locations that we are going to encounter, kind of getting a little bit of a sense of what's going on with our characters and how do they meet up. I, of course, don't know all the names of the characters yet, but we do see like a small scene where two of the kids meet each other. What kind of looks like detention in school, or maybe there's some sort of, uh, child security that they meet up in, but they're kind of like, "What are you in for?" And then the other one says, "What are you in for?" And we kind of get like this flashback looking sequence of maybe what they've done, or maybe just a little tidbit of what they've done. So we kind of get to know those characters a little bit more from this trailer. And it kind of appears from the show that the kids kind of come together. One of them has discovered, this thing that they shouldn't have come across. Like, I think it was like a Jedi something, maybe a location of a Jedi temple or just some sort of hideout, maybe. And they weren't supposed to be there. And they travel to some sort of one of these locations that's shown in the trailer. One of the kids goes to pay with their credits, and they're like, "Where'd you get those credits?" Like they must be like super alarming to have in this area. And so that leads the kids to run away, which is where they run into Jude Law's character. And then I think that's probably where our adventure is going to begin. Now, one of the important things that we can get from this is that it's going to be a two-episode premiere on December 3rd. So something tells me the first episode is going to kind of get to know these kids and where they're from. And then episode two is probably going to be the beginning of their journey where they try to do things on their own. And then that's probably where they're going to run into Jude Law's character. My guess is the cliffhanger will be them, from our two-episode premiere. It's going to be them running into Jude Law's character, and then they're going to, they're going to band together essentially, and then see where things go. I could see maybe Jude Law's character is seeing that these kids are onto something and he wants to gain something from them. Maybe he's going to try to play some sort of uh, you know, acting like he cares about them when really he just wants what they've found. I could see something like that happening. But I also kind of got from the vibe of the trailer that it almost felt kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy-ish in a way, but I know that they've been trying to spin this to be some sort of Star Wars Goonies in a way. So I'm not quite sure what we got in store for us, but what I will say is that I am excited to just see another Star Wars show. I know it's going to be week to week. I wish it was kind of, dropped all at once, but unfortunately, we are going to see it week to week. We are going to be talking about it on the channel week to week as well. But I will say this too. I feel like we haven't gotten any sort of promise or idea of what this show is really going to be about. There's two things that I know about it. One, that there was talk that it has to do with the pirates that was in Mandalorian season 3, and two, that it's supposed to be some sort of Star Wars Goonies. That doesn't promise me anything that makes me like overhyped for the show, if that makes sense. So like when we were gonna watch The Acolyte, we knew it was supposed to be about the dark side users, and it was supposed to focus on the dark side users, and it really didn't. And so there's nothing like that for this show that promises something where I'm like, if I don't get this, I'm gonna be disappointed. I feel like we can be fairly open-minded with this show. And unfortunately, with the way things have been happening with Star Wars, there's already a whole bunch of people talking about like Lucasfilm needs to protect these kids for what's coming. People are going to be bashing the show. They're going to bash the children, and then there's all I've already read in comments from the trailer, people saying that this show is going to be bad. Like we don't know yet. We really don't know. And for me, I'm going into this optimistic slash open-minded, just hoping to enjoy the show. Of course, I want something out of it that is, you know, really rich with Star Wars, and maybe some sort of connection to another project that we've seen in some way, shape, or form. Does it have to be major? No. Does it have to take away from the show? No. Like, does it have to end up where the Mandalorian stuff was going on with those pirates? Absolutely not. Especially since it's supposed to be focusing on the kids. So, and they were never mentioned, during the Mandalorian. So, I'm hoping the show is great. I'm hoping that there isn't too much craziness about ripping into the show. Myself, I mean, of course, if the show isn't good, if it doesn't make sense, of course we're going to talk about that on the channel. What we won't be doing is ripping into different people and saying that they're bad because of this, this, and that. Um, if they make headlines, saying bad things about fans, we'll discuss it, but we won't bash it. I'm just trying to talk about those parallels of what happened with the Acolyte. Like, where we came from with the Acolyte was we were going into it open-minded and seeing what happened, and then a lot of things happened in that timeline between what actually happened in the show and what happened from the actors and actresses and Lucasfilm themselves. I think this show needs to try to go in, like, try to be released open-minded, blank slate. Let's see how the fans react. And of course, there's going to be people that rip it no matter what. We don't like those people. We want to actually give the show a chance, see what happens, and then go from there. So, yeah, I'm very excited. I think what we saw from the trailer is intriguing. It looks like we're going to see a lot of different locations. There's one that looks strikingly similar to Earth, but so did Naboo in a way. So, looking forward to the show, looking forward to seeing what new characters we get to meet. Are there going to be some familiar ones along the way? Who knows? But ultimately, I think it's going to be a great time. What characters could I see, interacting here? Maybe Mando, maybe like Boba Fett in a way. I'm pretty sure this is during the transition between 6 and 7, if I remember correctly, or at least during Mando's time, because there is that connection to the Mandalorian show. Um, but yeah, I could see those people being a part of it, more or less like kind of on the smuggler, bounty hunters, pirate side of things. I really don't think we're gonna see like Ahsoka pop up or the Rebels, just because I'm not quite sure how that would fit in here, but I don't know. Anything could happen. So, uh, needless to say, I'm excited for the show. I hope you are excited for the show. And I just hope that this is a nice holiday treat that we get from Disney. Of course, there's no Star Wars movies coming out this holiday season. So this is kind of what we're getting, and we'll have to wait and see what comes next year as far as different Star Wars projects. So if you enjoy this type of video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Drops a like if you liked the video, and drops a comment letting us know your thoughts on Skeleton Crew. What did you think from the trailer? What do you think that the show is going to be about? Do you think there's going to be any other legacy characters or well-known characters making cameo appearances? What do you think? And then, as always, everybody, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.